So Nathan, it's defeat here at Nantwich Town, and it felt like one of those games where we probably could have played today and not scored.
Toothless performance. I don't think Nantwich will get an easier win this season, to be fair. I think barring the first 10 minutes where we were on top and we created two brilliant chances, which again we haven't scored. They're game-defining moments, and from that point we just looked like we weren't at the races. So we didn't deserve anything from the game.
Now you mentioned that start to the game, it looked like it was going to really promise it and potentially a good afternoon for Whitby there. Brad Fewster, that chance and saved by the keeper in the first couple of minutes of the game.
Yeah, the keeper's didn't really know anything about it. We've hit the keeper from, I don't know, 3 or 4 yards out, so we've got to be taking chances like that. And like I said, they're game-defining moments. You score, you go on the front foot, and you've got a different game. Disappointed, really disappointed.
Yeah, and just looking across the first half as a whole, it wasn't filled with chances for both sides, but it was only really half chances at best. But at the same time, you would have been disappointed with the way Whitby perhaps didn't create as many chances as we hoped in that first half.
Yeah, really disappointed. It was a poor performance. I mean, barring our back line who defended resolutely, I think under a bit of pressure from their two big lads up front who battle for everything. Going from midfield to our forward line, it just wasn't clicking for us. And you can get through games with maybe one or two off performances, but we've got to look at that and say collectively as a group we've been absolutely nowhere near. So yeah, really disappointed with that.
And then again in that second half, it seemed that Whitby's best spell came just after the break. Corner, free kick, causing a few issues with Nantwich, but at the same time, nothing too difficult for them to get rid of there.
Yeah, listen, the ball's dropping in good areas, and we're just not reading things. We're not reacting. That's a habit. We've got to be better at that. If we were better at that, we wouldn't be having these kind of conversations. So, for all the performances really bad, again, any half chances that have dropped into good areas, we've been nowhere near that.
Yeah, and that was after Whitby's spell of small out of pressure, and then at the same time, just after that, Nantwich going down the other end and start to get their own spells as well, and eventually score on the back of that as well from a corner.
Yeah, I think they've had 3 corners in a row, so we've been giving them the chances. It was a scruffy goal from our point of view. The ball's gone in the ground and bounced over. So, but again, you give your opposition chances. They've took them. I don't think they gave us a lot, but we didn't test them to get the chances. So it's just a real poor day at the office.
Yeah, and then towards the back end of the game, make a couple of substitutions, tried to change us up, and it still just didn't really click, did it, for anyone who came on?
No, well, listen, it wasn't working for us moving forward today in the forward positions, and it would have been nice to bring a striker on, but Giles is suspended. We put Nathan up there. He'd done his best, and Greeny was there as well, but it was back to the wall at that point, because it was gung-ho really, because they're 1-0 up and we're trying to get something from the game, but again there was no real quality from us. But yeah, I mean, moving forward, it's the way it is at the moment in time.
Yeah, and then obviously it's news yesterday, Will Lancaster being bought in on loan from Barnsley. Had a little cameo this afternoon, didn't all work from as it did with the whole team performance, so what do you hope they can bring to the side?
Well, yeah, he's coming for the experience. It was a decent performance from Will, to be fair. He's come on difficult conditions. We're under the cosh. We're losing 1-0. We want to go for the game. He came on to hold his position. I think he did that. But Will's one of those players who was going to start moves off and break things up. He came and did what he needed to do. It was in front of him. That was obviously the concern for us, and again, it just didn't click today for us.
Yeah, and just looking ahead, back in action again next Saturday, and a very similar game to this one up against Whitton Albion, this time second bottom of the table as well, so a very similar sort of game with a tie fight for the lives at the bottom.
Yeah, as we found out today, the league position means absolutely nothing. I always say we've got to worry about ourselves. Proof's in the pudding there today. If we'd have turned up and performed like we can, we'd have come here and got something today. I've got no doubt about that, but there was just no quality. We need to do that against Whitton. We need to turn up. Obviously the performance needs to be a lot better than it was today from an attacking perspective. If we do that, I've said it loads of times, we can compete with anybody in this league. So it's purely down to us. The ball's in our court. 9 games left. Do we want to make a fist of it? If we do, we need to pick up a result next week. If we don't, then obviously we'll go out with a win.
Thank you very much, Nathan.